Michael Figured, Conversations.
One reason why I don't I stopped watching the TV is because I think the TV most programs they need to adapt to a big audience, and therefore the opinions, what people say, I see it as very fake. See,
Mm-hmm.
and I like this politics because it's real, it's authentic, and
Yeah.
I think it's very a good exercise to listen and have discussion with people who can have ideas that you think are crazy,
Mm-hmm.
that can be even completely wrong. But I think people should have the freedom to say whatever they have in mind.
Yeah, I believe that should be the case. Yeah, on TV they seem to be very cautious about not offending people or something like that. And also, like if you see an interview on television, like everything is very curated. Like the person who is being interviewed, they know the questions beforehand most of the time. They can think about what they have to say, and then yeah, it takes away the authenticity. That's also why I I never want to give the questions to the person I am going to talk to, because then they can already filter it or yeah reword it in a way that would be less. I mean, if
Yeah,
it would be offensive, then but yeah, I don't mind. It seems to be more important to just be able to talk freely about any topic and to be able to listen what the other person thinks about it. Not necessarily, you don't necessarily have to agree with the point. That's not, I mean, that's not the reason why I'm doing it, but it's always interesting to see both views on a certain kind of topic. We didn't really have that kind of topic in this podcast, I think, because I mean, you're the neuro expert, and I'm just very interested in what you have to say. But yeah, probably at some point there will be topics that both of the people are very enthusiastic about and maybe have an opposing view, and then I hope it will, yeah, become a good conversation as well. Uh, but a thing like this, I don't think will ever be able to survive on regular television. I would like to see it on regular television, but
yeah,
won't
yeah.
happen.
I mean, the also the I think the idea that I think sometimes the conversation can also go, or like let's say in the television they never go to the personal level, or when they do go to the personal level, they are at least talking about the television that I know a bit more, which is the Italian television. They tend to be overly dramatic, and they are kind of also not fake. So I think a way to really represent reality in a way, in a more authentic way. So what actually people think, unfiltered from socially desirable answers, from strategic responses. That's something that is, I think there is a huge gap in our society. That's why I listen to this podcast every day because it fills that gap for me.
Yeah, and also like complex topics. Some topics can't just be explained. Like, for example, I followed some of the presidential debates, so Biden against Trump, and there was a moderator that, well, or at least she tried to shut off the microphone after 2 minutes after somebody was explaining something. So, can you imagine being asked about uh, universal basic income, for example, and they ask you,
Sure.
do you think it's good or bad? You have 2 minutes.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
That's, I mean, but also people, it must be that people don't want to know in depth what what they are talking about, because otherwise there would be some kind of space for it, right?
Yeah, yeah. I think that the challenge is to make what is difficult. I think to make people engaged, like to keep them, listening. I mean, the topics and the content has to be interesting, and that's I think also a very difficult thing to achieve.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm, so well, I don't know what your habit is when you are listening to a podcast, but sometimes I just put it on, and then you don't necessarily listen attentively to everything that is said, but then at some point you are triggered by some opinion or something they said, and then you just rewind like a few minutes
Yeah,
and
that's
listen
true.
more
That's true.
attentively to
Yeah.
it. Because, I mean, at some point, if you're having a 2 hour conversation, that maybe like this one, you're not always like 100%. And that's okay. I mean, that's not to be expected from people, I think. Uh, but at least if it's a podcast, you can always rewind to the part that you like
Yeah.
and that you want to learn more about. And maybe some neuroscientific insights could help into making long form podcasts interesting for a broader public. Maybe that's a next research topic. I don't know.